Welcome back to Digital Publishing Online, and I'm Lisa Gabrielle. And in the last video, we were discussing doing proper image searches in Google. And we were able to locate this wonderful, beautiful picture of this duck. And I'm going to further talk about how to open this image up in Photoshop and apply the proper resolution for your project. All right, so I instructed you to save this image into an images folder in your project folder. So I'm going to go ahead to that area and I'm going to locate the image, and here it is. And I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to open that image in my Photoshop program. Okay, and here it is. Okay, so based on the searching features in Google, we're pretty sure that this image is at least high enough in resolution, but let's check out what resolution it actually is. So to do that in Photoshop, you go to Image and you pull down to image size. Okay. Now it says here that the image is a 2.756 by 1.968 in size, but the resolution is 642. Now this image, regardless of what you may think, even though you're saying, oh, it's just not the right size for what I need, it still will work, and I'm going to show you how to adjust it to work for this project. So to keep in mind, all the images and a couple of notes that you should jot down, all the images for this project should be at least 150 to 200 dpi. Okay. If you do not work with images that high enough in resolution, then you will have issues with quality for this project. So it's very important that you locate images that are at least that high in resolution. This image that we're looking at on the screen happens to be higher than that, but we're going to go ahead and adjust it to be the resolution that is required for this project. So since we're working online with this, I'm going to work with the lower of the range, which is 150. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the resolution of this image. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to turn off this feature here called resampling. Okay, and it's very important that you turn this off, because if I make this change with that turned on, what it's going to do is it's going to resample my image, which is going to eliminate color information, and we do not want that to happen. So turn off the resampling. Okay. And then over here under resolution, we're going to change this field to 150. Okay. Now notice what happened when I changed resolution to 150. Now all of a sudden, the size of my image is an 8 by 10. Okay. And I haven't lost any color information because I turned off the resample feature here. So it's very important that when you locate images on the internet, that you open each image up in Photoshop and you adjust them to the resolution, the target resolution that you're working with, which is the range is 150 to 200. We're going to stick with 150 because you guys are working online, and at the end you're going to be packaging this project up. I don't want your images to be too big so that you can upload them to the classroom. So we'll stick with the 150. So you put the resolution that you'd like to work with in here, and it will readjust the image size to the proportions of this particular image, or I'm sorry, this particular resolution. Okay. All right, so that simple little trick is something everyone's going to have to do to all of their images to make sure that they're the proper resolution when you import them into InDesign. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK, and now my image is ready to be used in my project. The other thing that you need to do to all your images is you also need to convert your images over here to CMYK. Okay, you'll get a message that says, do you want to use this color profile? We're going to go ahead and say OK, and you'll convert all your images to CMYK. So things to remember for image work, and you're going to need to do this stuff in Photoshop, is one, your images need to be 150 dpi. Two, you need to convert all your images to CMYK, doing that little pull down to mode and CMYK right here. And the file format that you can use to export out of Photoshop can be there's three formats you can work with, and I'm going to talk more about them in another video, but the three formats that you can save out your files at are a TIFF, a PSD, and an EPS. Okay. If I locate any other file formats in your InDesign document, I dock points for that. So in other words, I will dock points from your project if you have JPEGs, GIFs, or PNG files in your InDesign document. The only file formats you should be working with are the ones I stated before, which again are EPS, TIFF, and PSD, just so that's clear. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video, and in the next video, we'll talk more about um, some things that you encounter when working with images in InDesign.